Good evening, Mr. Jogesh.
Good evening.
Welcome. So let's wait for 2 more minutes before we get started.
Sure.
Please share what is it that one thing that made you to join this workshop. Okay, we have Basavraj saying, like to know how effectively use this time. Mostly my wife manages everything related to kids. Yes, that's the notion mostly. And that's why I have taken this topic, which is a little different, as parenting is, it's a joint responsibility. That's what I always recommend to all my parents. And I'm very happy that you are here and understand how we can gain some more insights from our guest speaker today. Okay. So, very good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining this insightful session. I have already Mr. Jogesh Jain with us, and I know him since more than last 4 years. We met during one of the conference where I received a book authored by him, and that was the title was very catchy, "How to Get That Job," and it was really exciting. And from there on, we interacted on a couple of occasions, and I discovered how he found his passion and how he really discovered his journey the way he is today. So I believe many of members who are present here knows Mr. Jogesh Jain, but those who are not familiar with him, he has been very passionate about his work that he is doing right now. He's a founder of JJ School of Employability. So after more than a decade of experience, he realized that he has a passion that he wants to really serve and help people in the domain of employability. So he has really discovered, research, and experienced a lot of topics and subjects which has made him the master of this topic. And we are here today on this forum of parenting platform, that is Rekhavi Academy, which is founded by me. And I wanted to understand more from him as a father, what made him to really discover, and what are those certain traits where we as a parent can really imbibe, because employability is something which is a part of, I would call it as a soft skill. Okay, and it is not something it is going to be discovered and taught once you are on the job. It is something that one has to really imbibe, and it is a part of growing. And that's where I thought this is one of the very important topic, and especially during this COVID time when there are many parents and members who are having suddenly certain news where probably they are not aware of what is happening, and there's uncertainty about the employment. Okay, so let's see what are the certain ways that we can uncover this topic and dig more insights about this topic. So with that, I would like to invite Mr. Yogesh Jain to understand his perspective about employability and what is his views and ideas, and why he took that role, that because he's been playing, he said being father was also one of the reasons where he chose his passion and start this organization called JJ School of Employability. So welcome, Mr. Jogesh, and we are excited to learn and understand more about your journey as a father and a founder of JJ School of Employability.
So before I start this session, I want all of you to see this little guy Nived. That's
Hello,
that's that's my son. Say hi.
Hi.
Good evening, everyone. Say
Hi
good.
Nimesh.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening Nimesh. Good evening.
Good evening.
good
So
evening. That's so good.
so that's Nived, and I'm going to talk about him a lot. And that's what I thought. Let me first introduce all of you to Nived, who made me better version of myself. And let me give you a disclaimer here. I am not a parenting expert. I'm going to share my journey, and I'm going to share my perspective and my observation as an employability expert and studying employability for last 4 years, doing a lot of interaction with professionals, going into their childhood, and from there picking some of the patterns and then reinstalling or possibly taking care of that in my parenting journey with Nived. So that is what I am doing, and that is what I'm going to share. So just a disclaimer that I am not a parenting expert. I'm an employability coach. I work in the space of employability. But what I observed is the roots of employability is in parenting. Employability is fruit. A person, whether he is employable or not employable. Now, before we say what is employability, in my definition, employability is either you get on a job or you create more jobs. Both of them are employability. So, whether you are working for someone or you are an entrepreneur, right? In both the cases, it is employability. And the roots of that is in parenting is what I observed, and a lot of things which is really limiting in a person to be presentable, to be taking those decisions, to be uh, you know to be able to negotiate more, to be able to a lot of these things. And as I studied some of the things, there are two aspects to a person. One of them is nature, which is given to us by nature. Yeah. Another one is nurture, which is acquired.
True.
Right. Now the combination of these two is who we are. Right. And when I'm nurturing, the seeds of those nurture begins in childhood, and that's where I think the initial 5, 7, 10 years are very crucial from that perspective. So that is a little setting ground for all of you, that what is employability and what is I'm going to share, and that was Nived for all of you. Yeah.
Right. That's very, I think, beautifully mentioned. And it is also mentioned, I mean, if I talk from the psychology, human psychology, and from the behavioral science perspective, first 10 years of the child or any individual are very important, because those are the foundation years, and during which whatever the experiences that the child has gained, that becomes, in a technical term, we call it as a life script. And that life script really shapes the outlook, the personality, the understanding of the individual when he is growing, and when putting the entering in the world, corporate world, or the entrepreneur journey, whatever the role that an individual takes up. But it has its roots grounded way back once they have different experiences that child has gone. And why parent, and especially also a father? Because as a mother has been already nurturing the child from the time the child has been conceived, and so already the 9 months bond has been created between mother and child. And it becomes more important for a father once the child arrives in the world, that how father takes over that nurturing and bonding role, besides adding many other characteristics. And I was just doing a lot of research as I was preparing for this seminar, that what is exactly employability, but and how to really imbibe them in day-to-day activities. And what I understood is that it's simply put as the way parents in that initial year, either mother or a father, the way they think, the way they feel, and the way they behave with the child are indirectly or directly nurturing many traits which are required to become employable. So that's
Mm.
my understanding, and I would like you to add more. So, my first topic that I would like you to understand is what do you define as employability traits, and how does really important for a parent? And we have both your father as well as mother. Some mothers are also there to put that into perspective when they are working day in and day out with their child, because becoming employable is a way forward further, but then laying a foundation. And I believe you have personally experienced that since last 4 to 5 years, since the time when you left your full-time corporate job and then started on your own. So I would like you to share more details on that.
Sure. So, couple of things I will share. In 2004, I came to Mumbai. All right, I'm from Burhanpur, Madhya Pradesh, and in
Okay.
2004, I came to Mumbai. I was in 12th at that. I just passed out my 12th, and I was like, okay, I want to build my career. We had a business back in hometown, which went into losses. We had almost 4.5 crore loss in the jeaning factory that we had, where we were manufacturing cloth, the raw cloth. And now the whole and sole responsibility was on me to take over and to manage the family. And very soon I realized that, you know what, I got to be very serious about my career. Otherwise, it might not take the family of 50. Like, I have five uncle and the entire family, joint family we were into. It is not going to take us into a right direction. 2007 I graduated and fortunately got offered from TCS, and it was a very good stable job that I was offered. And in those times, in 2006 2007, working in Tatas, even today, of course, is like one of the dream come true, and for me as well. And it was very proud moment for me, for my parents, for my family. And since 2000, since 97, 98, when we had losses, to 2006 7, it was a very struggling time, challenging time. And I saw, like they say, that two three things a person should never see. He should not see court, he should not see hospital, he should not see all of these two things primarily. And in that period, I see both of them, and I saw extremes of both. Yeah. We had 2024 court cases, of course, because it was a huge business, and there were, so it's a different story. But again, why I'm sharing is, it was nurturing me in a way. And then my father in 2000, early 2000, suffered with cancer. So even that was a very tough time. Like, we are having fear for COVID, in the same way we have fear for cancer. And somewhere it was forming my thought process in those direction. And it made me realize that, you know what, I got to take control of my life and career. Till then I was like prince, and then all of a sudden it was like, you got to take over and you got to take control and of the situation. So 2007 I joined in. That was a time of stability which I was seeking. And 2016, and since 2010 2016, 5 6 years, I was like, okay, let me try this, let me try this. I was doing a lot of different things. But I realized one thing in 2014, when Nived came in, something changed within. I mean, they say that a son gives birth to a father.
Yes.
Yeah, a son gives birth to a child gives birth to parent. So that realization came in, and my connect with him went much deeper. And he was looking up to me, he was observing me, he was seeing me, he's listening to me. And I became more cautious, all of a sudden, that any word I speak, and if he picks up and he's forming, because by then I also understood some of the nature, nurture, psychology, and all of these things. So one becomes more careful and cautious. But one day, I don't know what happened. I was just counting that to reach office, I spent 1.5 hours. To come back, I spent 1.5 hours, 10 hours in office. And there was this Marathi movie which I saw, which touched me a lot. I mean, I don't recollect the name of that movie. And it has a beautiful song as well in that, about father. And how the role of father is very well mentioned in that song, Dam Le Le Baba. If you want to Google it, you can, Google that song. And that made me think actually as to how long, you know, how long will I continue this? One, because I'm not able to contribute positively to the growth of my son. That was one of the most crucial factor for me to decide to take a decision to quit a job. If one, so there are ingredients. One of the most important ingredient was Nived, his growth and his future, because I want to, so I had this aspiration. I want to make him to positively contribute to this world. I want to make him that person who is really wanting to positively contribute and create an impact in the world, who is not only consumer of the things but also creator of the things. And someone has said that you just need 100 people who are ready to make positive impact to change the world. What if I can be that one? What if I can make Nived that one? So that thought process was always there, that how can I really contribute to his growth and really be catalyst, to play the role of catalyst to, you know and pay more attention to him. And that's where the journey began.
Okay, so I think I take this one point from the insights that you shared, what made you to quit your job, and also to play that. And the point which I liked is how to become a catalyst, and also how to make my child a contributor rather than just consumer. And I think that is one of the very important element for each parent, I would say, to really look into that. How am I making my child a contributor? And especially in today's context, where there's a lot of insecurity about the future, be it say health or employment or security, safety. There's nothing guaranteed about. And under such situation, we as a cautious and conscious parent, how can we really add value and prepare a child? So there is a very term which is you make the child future proof, and which is, I think, need of an hour for each parent, that what am I doing to make my child future proof. So taking from that, I would like to understand more, what are some of the activities that you take on day to day basis, or do you have some kind of a structure or a routine that you have planned with your son, in which you are passing on lot of this traits, and those traits could be problem solving, could be analytical things, something which we really need as a, and if I put it as a broad term, life skills.
Right,
How do
right,
we
right.
they really pass on? And that's where the parent role plays a very significant.
So let me, so there's no structure as such, but I'm very clear on one thing, that I will not compromise on this one thing. And I believe, that's my perspective, that if I take care of this one thing, rest everything is taken care of.
Yes.
And that is a foundation. What is that one thing? And let me take you to my whiteboard. Right. So if I am to draw a pyramid, and this is first time I am making something, if I want to make him a contributor, pardon my handwriting, what I really need to do is to focus on just one thing. And everything that I do in my style of parenting is just focus on that. That how is it impacting that one central core nerve? Can you guess, anyone in the chat box? If you can put, what is that one thing? Let me know in the chat box. What is that one thing that you focus on that takes care of rest of the everything in the ecosystem? And anything you do, you got to ask this question: how is it going to impact this one thing, and how is it going to elevate this one thing? Let me know in the chat box what that one thing could be according to you. Belief, okay, very close. Kashmira ma'am, what do you think that one thing? Mindset, okay. Jiten, I want all of you, we are 26 of us, come on, go ahead. I want you to participate and put that in the chat box quickly. And there's nothing right, nothing wrong. It is just perspective sharing. Self-image, very good. Vision, values, confidence. Just that one word I'm looking for. Let me see who gets that. Objective, self-belief, very close, all of you. You're surrounding nearby, but I want you to come on that one thing. And I'm telling you, once you know this, you will say, "Ha, right." You'll say that.
Responsibility.
Self-belief, responsibility, purpose of life. Oh my God, too early. Commitment, confidence, contribution. Okay. Let me break the myth, break the suspense, and take you back. It is thought process. If you are, and that is the central, if I say that there's one thing that I'm focusing majorly on, and my observation with him is always on his thought process. Okay. And I'll
Right.
tell you an example. Like, yes, today, just today, I came from a place and I was resting because I did not have enough sleep last night. And Nived did a drawing of Ganpati Bappa, and he was trying to stick it to a wall with a sellotape. And it was very good drawing that he did. But while sticking, the paper got teared. Now, okay, that is a moment where I was really feeling like sleep and I was almost in half sleep, but my attention was already there that how is he reacting now in that moment. That is the right test of everything that I have done.
True.
That was the moment when I was really wanting to see how is he going to do? What is he going to do? And I'm telling you guys, as a parent, forget about what he's getting, forget about the outcome. Focus on thought process. Focus on his or her thought process. And I'll 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 again share how do I build it. And then he did this. He said, रोने का नहीं, आइडिया करने का. That's his word. रोने का नहीं, आइडिया करने का. And he immediately stick it. Now, for last 2.5 years, consciously, I am every time he is faced with any challenge, I say, Jogesh, Nived, idea karne ka. Idea karne. What do you mean by idea karne ka for him? Is to innovate, is to create, is to build something, is to think from a different perspective, is to bring a positive angle to that situation. And guess what? In the 3 days, 4 days UPW, which is by Tony Robbins, even he taught that you got to really focus on the different perspective in that situation. And I'm telling you, if as a parent we are able to bring that change, it won't happen in a day. It's not a day's task. It takes a lot of effort, positive effort, and you got to first build in that. How many of you see that? We got to first build in that positive perspective so that we can install it. Right? And lot of time earlier, like in initial years, I was very much focused on skills. that let me teach him this, let me take him this classes, that classes, this skill, that skill. No, skill is still, at a, so once the thought process is identified that you want to build in him, and that again boils down to what values you want to inculcate in him as a person. Based on that, you give those positive affirmations, and that's what I do every single night. And I can show you my mobile phone. Like yesterday I was not in not at my place, and he was at my place with his mom, and I was at some other place, and he did a video call, and there's a specific shlok which I say before he goes to sleep. It's a little longer, and he's done the contest of that shlok almost 3/4, not completely. So he did a video call. I did not do it. He did a video call to me, and he asked me, can you complete this shlok? I've said until here. What I'm trying to come at is, I also make mistakes. Let me tell you that I also get angry on him at times. I also lose my temper. But what I'm trying to bring out as a point is that in order for us to create a successful recipe, like the other day, he said, Papa, मुझे एक बात आपकी पसंद नहीं है. I said, what? कभी कभी आप गुस्सा करते हो ना, ये बात मुझे पसंद नहीं है.
So cute.
Okay. And that day only I made nimbu pani, lemonade. I said, Nived, let me know, do you like lemonade? He said, yes, I love lemonade. What if I only give you lemon and only lemon juice? Will you like it? No, no, no. What if only water? Will you like only water, or you will like lemonade? He said, I like lemonade. What if I only give sugar? Yeah, sugar is fine. I said, I'll praise you, I'll shout at you, I'll make you laugh. What I'm trying to make is, I'm trying to make a Nived, which is a lemonade. And it will also have a taste which is not really your liking, but it will have. And he understood the context, right? So, I mean, I keep doing a lot of different things. There's no specific framework, but my ultimate focus always is, whatever I do, how is it impacting his thought process, his thinking,
Right.
his thinking. Yeah.
I
I
think
don't know.
that's,
Did that answer the question?
yes. I think it's one of the important things. And as we all know, the everything begins at the thought level. So, and that is the one of the, I think, precious gifts that parents can give, I would say. Besides, and to give that gift, yes, your presence is also required at time. But yes, looking at the busy schedules that all parents have today, but amidst that, how do we really find out those certain habits? I mean, what you mentioned was a ritual. I mean, and that one thing, idea lagate hai, it's not something which he has just you have told him once and he has picked up that word, but it's been the regular, the kind of outlook that you have demonstrated to him for everything. So whenever there is a problem arise, so indirectly you gave him uh, a skill.
Anchor. Yeah.
Anchor, yes, yeah, anchor through which he can become a good problem solver, a good analytical person, and also a resourceful, because he's not going to just take on the problem and sit on it. One has to really work on, and that is what I called this as the future proof ready. Okay, how we are making, because we really don't know what lies ahead in the life of our children future. When we are around, we may not be around, but still, what is it that we are giving them through our experiences day to day, day in, and that happens only through certain habits that we imbibe as, and we role model in our day to day decision making in day to day, the way we are reacting to the situations. I think one very beautiful example you shared was lemonade. Yes, lemonade would need a lot of ingredients, and without one, it's not going to taste nice. But
Mm.
to make a nice taste, so how the proportion is what more important. So
Absolutely.
from the parenting perspective, what I would like to highlight here is that how do you really use that proportion, which is like not too strict and not too lenient. It has to be balanced so that it is going to have the child which is balanced, which is disciplined, and which is going to help them to take those every situation as an opportunity, not as an challenge to work upon it. And I think very beautifully explained. So taking from that further, I would like to understand what are some of the learnings that you have gathered from Nived, because in one of the message that I received from you that there are, you thought that you took us this shift in your career and you would like to teach many things as a father, but then that it became little reverse that you started learning many things from the Nived. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
learn more about
So
that.
one of the thing which about me a lot of people know is I'm not a person who is detail oriented. I'm a speed guy. I'm an action guy. I'm not a details guy. But Nived is. All right. Now, if he and me are working on something together, oh my God, he has so much attention to details. And I was like zapped when I observed his attention to details and persistence. Like a lot of time, I will start making certain projects with him, but I'll not complete it. I'll say I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it. We'll do half today. We'll do half tomorrow. But I have observed in him that he starts something and he'll ensure he completes it, and he completes it to the perfection. That is one thing which I have. And if I have to work with him, I have to set and meet up to his standard to be able to be very neat in the work, so that I can meet up to his standard and be with him. Otherwise, I'm out of his project. He don't let me participate if I'm operating at my standard. I have to elevate myself to detailing so that I can participate with him. And I'm sure all of you are also observing and learning and becoming better for your kids. It's just that maybe we are not realizing it, that you know what, kids give birth to parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a very popular book by a foreign author, Growing Up Again, and which was one of the book which I found it really insightful. That how do you really grow again with your child, and you learn so many things. And also in terms of the little philosophical context, it is also said that your children are your mirrors. They will show you. Who you are. So there are a lot of reflection that one has an opportunity. And as we have got one question, which I will address it later, where but then if child or children are behaving in certain way, then become little mindful and conscious that yes, they are giving you certain hint and clue of your own innate characteristics, where we need to see, and probably it may be little difficult to digest for some people, but then that is really something uh,
Yeah,
we need to look at.
sure.
Good. So, which three things that you think are going to really help our parents if we have to really make our children future proof, and to be really helping them to imbibe these traits, what we call it as employability traits?
See, we're talking about almost 10 to 15 years from now. We're
Yes.
talking about 2035, 30, 35 onwards. And the world then will be very different. A lot of people ask me which year we are in. I say we are in 2025. We are not in 2020. Friends, we have fast forwarded 5 years, and that's where the disruption has come in. If we talk about 2030, 35, it will be very different. It is so different that we even don't know what work will they do. There was a research which was done which said that 67% students who are studying today are going to do the work which is not even existing right now. I mean, the roles are not even existing. Now, in that case, the focus has to be, and that's what my perspective is, on making and ensuring that your kids remain human. And
And
what is
it,
the foundation of being human? Anyone? What do you think is the foundation of being human? Let me know in the chat box. What do you think, according to you, is the foundation of being human? How are we recognized? Why are we called human? Why are we called human? What is the foundation of being human? Thinking, okay. Let me know in the chat box quickly.
yeah,
Emotion,
everyone.
emotion, rational, emotion, feelings. Again, I'm looking out for one word. I'm very specific about words when it comes to parenting. I don't know why, but I'm very, very particular and specific about it. Value, that's the winner. Value. Inculcate very, very foundational human values in kids. And I'll tell you what, they won't listen you, but they are observing you and they'll observe. There are two traits normally in every person. Like even right now in you, you will either relate with the father like figure or the mother like figure. You will more relate with father like figure or mother like figure. Certain attributes someone said about arrogance, identify whether it is picked up from father like figure or mother like figure. You will identify in one of them and that's where it is picked up from. Yeah. So when it comes to future, I'm talking, and on record I'm talking about it. Let's make our kids more human, and the foundation of that is building and inculcating great values, which all of us are doing. But let's be mindful of it and let's plan it. You know, in two areas, I normally say in my webinars as well, all of those who have attended, that no one taught us how to search a job, how to negotiate a salary. No one taught us. In the same way for parenting, no one gave us a user manual how to, with every device there is a user manual. With kids there's no user manual. Everyone is referring to their own user manual, the way they were, configured or they were brought up. We are using the same manual. So it's very important to understand from an expert like Rekha ma'am. Follow her, be in her group. All of you have joined in, some of you are already part of it. Be there. She's she i have identified Rekha ma'am as one person, and that's where she says value based parenting, value driven parenting. She's gone very deep in this subject. She's an expert in it. But my perspective is values are the foundation, and it will become a rare resource as we move forward. How many of you agree to that? It will become, values will become rare resource as we move forward. Identifying and finding real humans will become, in the digital world, very difficult. All right. So, and another thing is emotion, the emotion management, emotional intelligence. Uh, because of the attention span getting lesser and lesser, it is becoming more important to identify leaders who are emotionally intelligent.
Yes.
Yeah, there's something called as emotional quotient. Go and read some of the great articles on emotional intelligence by HBR, Harvard Business Review. 4 or 5 articles you read, you will understand what I'm talking about. So these are the couple of things which I will focus on. And again, third thing is focus on thinking. Everything is taken care of then.
Right. Good. So we have got a lot of pointers and I think areas to ponder upon. So with that, I would like to open the forum for questions because we have hard stop at 8 o'clock. So I invite all the members, if you have any question, please type or you can unmute, just raise so that we can uh, take it forward in next 15 minutes that we have got. Yes, Harshad. Yes,
Hello.
yes,
Hello.
yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Hello, Jogesh. Harshad here. I had just raised a question about the arrogance. You said the arrogance is from where it comes from. But actually, what I have observed is while teaching him something, if we try to perceive him for some reason or something that he should do it better or something like that, then at some point of time it starts replicating in terms of arrogance. That means he starts replying for that purpose. Then in that case, how to handle that situation? That I need to teach him that it is to be done better, but in that case, how to handle that arrogance that I'm not going to do or something, I'm not going to do it now, or he starts neglecting that purpose or something.
Mm-hmm. Rekha ma'am, would you want to address that?
Yes, sure. May I know, Harshad, how old your child you're talking about?
He's 6 years old.
Okay, so I would say the word arrogance is too big for him. Probably even don't understand what is that arrogance would look like and mean. It is our understanding, and we will call it and define it. That it is arrogance because I think at the age of 6, child is like a sponge. I would say up to at least 8 to 10 years that they are just observing and taking in information. It is we as a parents who are defining, who are labeling, and who are uh, giving names to all those behaviors. So let's just relook at that. What is that we are outcome that we are looking at, and we need to just change the mode of way it can work with that child, because there are different type of learners, and that is probably you need to get into more understanding about that what is that my child love doing it in the way that the child like to receive the information, and then uh, give the information output for that. And once we understand that, it is a matter of just that moment, because sometimes we say that this is the moment it should be done, but probably child is not in that framework only for that particular moment. And
Mm.
if you so there are two words that you can remember, the tone and tune. If that can be matched with the situation, it's going to, I think, give you the results. And maybe we can talk offline to be very specific what the situations that you are referring to. Because this age, this arrogant, I would call it as the term that the child is ready to even understand what is it.
True, true.
Okay,
My
okay.
perspective is, see, in Nivesh's case, I'll take his case. As I said, I'm not an expert. I'll share my perspective. Uh, when it comes to studies, he's like, oh my God, tell me anything else in the world, but don't tell me study. And guess what do I say? I said, agree. That's what I say, agree. Why? Because my perspective, again, it's a very big disclaimer, guys. Here, don't take me here on the words, because I believe I'm talking from an employability coach perspective, having seen how does employability looks like, what the new education policy has come in. It's like old product in the new package. There's nothing as a value at, see, education, teaching, learning. How much time, energy, effort do you really want to invest? And I have given Nivet like 30 minutes a day, not more than that. Rest of the day you do anything, right? And again, focused on learning. I have got every month I pick up one skill to work on a
Okay.
specific month he will work on logical skills to enhance. On a specific month he'll work on drawing and paintings, or for creative skills to enhance. For a specific month he'll take up a kinesthetic skills which involves sports. So I'm very clear on that. I've communicated to him that, you know what, you got to study for 30 minutes. That is more than enough for you to manage whatever, at 6 7 there's nothing much to study, man.
Yes.
And then rest of the day let him explore. Let him explore. See, the way we are brought up, we don't want our kids to brought up in the same manner. In our time, it was different. Our parents, our upbringing was different. You cannot have the same method of upbringing for your son, your kid. Yeah.
Right.
So speak to Rekha ma'am, but I have communicated other 30 minutes, but dedicated, nothing more. That is more than enough. Yeah.
Right.
So if you have these sets of hygiene rule, it is taken care of. It doesn't really go to next level.
Mhm.
Agree. I think what is one important point which I would like to just add here for parents under 10 is the disciplines and the limits that we work with. Because children loves a certain kind of a broad structure, I would say, and a broad routine. And once we have that for us, and once that is there for children, the life is easier. So that we don't have to like go around for studies or certain areas which are must. So there are like list which we can define it. And believe me, even a child of 2 years or 3 years, if you sit and discuss, they are going to listen and understand. But the only difference would be how you talk and how you make the child understand, because it is not, our job doesn't get over by just telling the child. It is to make the child understand and get their agreement and acceptance. Then the life becomes easier. Otherwise it's going to be only one way communication all the time. So
Yeah.
once that is, I think that is a key, and if you can master that, then something, there are no I think challenges that is under the umbrella of parenting which is difficult to manage.
I would like to add and give a little food for thought for all of you, is to have a parenting goals.
Yes.
How many of you have a parenting goals, or maybe a family goal, so to call, that three of you chase together to achieve? What is that one goal for this month that you want to accomplish? And between me, Nived, and my wife Dipali, we have taken a goal that every month we will work on and develop one new skill.
That's very beautiful, I think.
This small rituals will bring drastic change, and I've experienced it. And as I said, I will only speak what I have experienced and implemented. I'm more believer of uh,
Learning.
experiential learnings and sharings. So do that. It really helps, and especially in times when, for last 6 months we are at same place watching. So like, I have come to home, which means from my hall I've come to my bedroom, which means from office I've come to home, right? From my bedroom I go to kitchen. I say I have come to canteen. All right, that is the only three things that we have been seeing each other. It is highly possible that you might see some anger, arrogance, the way you want to name it. You will see that it is highly possible. It is one of the, I was reading somewhere, it is one of the outcome of 6 months of lockdown.
True.
And people with high energy, high, uh, anger and stuff, it is bound to happen multiple times with them. So you got to have these, stress buster or some attention seeker, which can help you build these things.
Right. And I mean, just again to add, this last 6 months, what is basic nature of the child? They need actually to go out, to learn, to interact, to play, and to have fun, which is, I think, missing, which probably if they are not finding within the company of their parents. Because if parents are busy in their own world, then somewhere that is piling up, and it is going to come out. So especially, and not only the small children, even the grown up children, the teenage adolescent children, everybody, because this is something, a confinement zone for them which they were not used to. There were certain routines which has suddenly got change, which nobody was prepared for. So that's the time how really we get engaged. So probably if you have there are many simple tips, like when you are working from home and if you have a small child, then you have to explain that, okay, I'll just in next 30 minutes. So child will don't know what is 30 minutes, but now the kind of the statement that you have made, okay, I'm going to see you for after 40 minutes for 5 minutes. You can have a quick one small game for 2 minutes. You can have a kind of small, a very playful activity which is going to change the mood and the kind of the energy that the child, because child is having a lot of energy somewhere he needs to talk. I have a daughter who is 10 years old and she wants someone to just talk, to listen to her, because she has everything to talk under the this umbrella. And if somebody is not there, she's going to kind of poke your nose. I mean, she's going to come and sit beside you. You first listen to me, otherwise, till that time. So I have to give that at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes hearing to her. In so whatever the work that you are busy with, even if you give that 1 minute of just undivided attention, then it's going to really help you and help your child, so that they will feel that yes, we got addressed and we got that attention. And in that process, in fact, you are teaching a child that how to give attention to others, because if we are ignoring them right now, they will grow up like that they will not understand what is and what is called giving respect to others views. Probably when they are at your the position of senior, they will also not learn to listen others. So these are the very small minute things, but they are leaving a big mark on their mindset and their personality, the way we are filling it up. Even the research which I have read said that the emotional intelligence is built up in the child within the first 2 years, the way of the child, that is how the child has been caressed, nurtured, cared, and how their needs were met. Probably many of the parents who are working and they were not available all the time, but then that was a time where the brain got wired the way they are going to look at the situations. But there is also a study which says that with the different experiences that we can now, what we can do now, so that we can rewire that brain patterns which has happened, so that child will learn new way to think and new way to do the things.
Two things which I want to share, and then maybe we can call it a day.
Yeah.
First is, remember, in this COVID, one thing that has added in your nurture is your kids are also observing your working style, which they were not earlier. Earlier, you were working in where? Office. They did not see your working style. They are observing your working style for the first time in the history for 4 months in a go.
Yes.
That is going to form another layer of beliefs, thought process, and everything. Be very mindful of this, because as a father, you're playing a role of a father. As a husband, you're playing a role of husband. They're watching it. But as a boss, as a manager, as an employee, how you see as an organization, and you're talking about it in front of your kids, how, because that is majorly going to impact the employability skill. And second, okay, you might find me crazy, but there's a book also written on this. Your food habits, what you eat, also forms your thinking pattern, and it impacts your thinking pattern and thought process, thereby
Yes.
impacting your employability skill. These two things are very strong ingredient of whether a person is employable or not in future. So be mindful of these two things, because when I observe people from different, different genre, I identified that, even food habits are playing crucial role there. you know what are they eating, when are they eating, how are they eating, and a lot of things are there in that. But uh, jaisa an vaisa, jaisa anna
And
vaisa man. Yeah, absolutely right.
yes.
So ensure you're taking care of these things. uh, any specific question, please feel free to drop an email to me if you want. I'll be more than happy to answer if anything that needs my address. If you are already in the part of uh, the group, which is Rekha Ma'am's group. She's an expert. If you need my perspective, drop an email on this email ID. you can expect an email reply in 24 hours, right?
Yeah. Thank you very much. I think those were really insightful, and especially the journey as a father that you shared with us. And I'm sure our members have found got a lot of pointers around. And we have still 2 minutes more. So, if one more question we can take before we close, if we are done.
Or you can also put in the chat box what is
Chat
one
box.
key takeaway and one key action that you're going to take. That
Yes.
is what is important.
That's very important. Just point note, make a note. What is the one thing that you would like to take away and would like to implement after
And
this session?
and I want you to do one. Are you ready for an activity? Just post session activity. Just type out ready if you are. Post session activity. Yeah, I want to see how many of you are ready out of 20 of you. Okay, here's an activity. And I do this after every like 30, 35, 40 minutes. I do this consciously when I'm in meetings. And I'm sure majority of you are doing it already. But just reinforcement. Go and hug your child. And hug it with a good, great intentions, with feelings and emotions. Yeah, I want you to do that as soon as you are out of this webinar. Don't look at your cell phones, don't look at your notifications, but just go and hug that child and say just one good observation that you have for him or her from morning, and be very specific.
Jadoo ki
Jadoo ki
chappi,
chappi.
yes.
Absolutely. Do that. How many of you are going to do that? Yeah, brilliant.
Can you all come on video for a second so that we can
Yeah, let's take a virtual
have,
selfie.
yeah,
And if possible, come with your son or daughter, if
yeah.
at all possible. Nivet,
Come, come.
it's okay in any avatar you are. Oh,
That's okay, yeah.
come here.
Have your child around if possible. So we are going to have a quick photograph.
Where's he?
Hi,
Hi. What's your name?
What's your name?
Bhargav.
Wow. Hi, Bhargav.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
With hi bol batane.
Hi.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good.
Good.
Oh, see, the complete energy in the webinar went differently. How many of you agree to that? Yeah,
The
brilliant.
children must be wondering our father has never taken on. Okay. But believe me, this is very, very powerful. Whatever and whichever important meeting you are in, if your child is asking something, ask a permission for, even if your boss, highest boss is there, say, give me a second, give me a minute, look at the child and just say, okay, can I come to you after 2 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever the time period that you are in. And believe me, you are going to leave your child with a beautiful memory. Okay, don't leave them in that unattended mode, because that's going to really give and you will remember they are going to not bother you for at least next 2 hours if you have given that 1 minute attention to them. So
True.
just follow that.
All
Thank you
right.
very much.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
How is it?
Reach out to me and my group. I do a lot of activities with parents. If you are a really action taker, continue in that group, or you can message me. I also do a free call understanding so that you can have a better idea about where you are and how to go about your parenting journey. Thank you very much for joining. Have a wonderful evening with your children. Bye
All
bye.
right. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Jogesh ji.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Hi.
Thanks.
Bye.